All right, this is SSL Family Dad, and today we start the wood burner installation. All right, so we are finally here. It is late September here in Michigan. We've had the wood burner sitting in the garage for a month, and it's ready to get it. It's time to get it installed. So we looked around at a lot of different designs and options for hearths and mantles and backdrops or backsplashes, whatever you want to call the wall covering. For the wood burner installation. We've talked with people about where to put it and how to put it in and all those kinds of things. We got everything lined up and all our decisions made, which is sometimes the hardest part, and we're ready to go. So we're going to try something a little different, something we haven't really seen before for this whole layout. And today we're going to start with getting the tile put on the wall. I'm going to talk about what I've chosen, and I'm going to show you how it's going in and how we're installing it. Now, I am not a tile installation expert, so this isn't going to be a how-to tile video, but you can just see how we're doing it and how things are going together. So this will be the first of a series of videos on the installation of the wood burner, and all aspects will be covered. So look forward to those videos coming out here throughout the next couple weeks. Let me take you out here and show you. This is the corner where we're going to be putting it, and I have kind of a template piece of cardboard that shows the size of it, and we'll kind of go through what our plans are today, and we'll go ahead and get this part of the project knocked out. Okay, so this is the lowest level of our home. We have a tri-level. So above this is our bedrooms and master bathroom and laundry area above this whole room down here. And this is kind of the back corner, and this is just out of the way and look to be the safest place to put it, as well as the best place to route our chimney pipe. So that's what kind of helped make the decision of where it's going to go. So this kind of shows you where the front of the hearth is going to be, and it's going to be kind of a corner, and that is the size of the actual wood stove. It's going to sit right in the corner there. And then the venting is going to go out the wall here and then up the side of the house. So today we're going to be tiling this whole wall. So we want a non-combustible surface closest to the fireplace. We're still, making sure that we're in the code and manufacturer recommendations for where this is going to go as far as, distance from combustible surfaces and all that good stuff. And so we're going to tile this, make sure that nothing can catch fire, of course, and give a little bit of a heat shield from the wall. And so this whole half wall up here, you can see there's kind of a half a ledge up there. So we're going to tile all the way up to that, and there'll be a mantle that goes on top of that later. If you've been following along with the channel, you will know that we renovated this whole basement area last year. Took carpet out of here and other things. We had some moisture issues in the basement, sealed up the flooring and the walls and re-drywalled this whole thing. And we also put new flooring in here by a company called LifeProof. You've seen this probably at Home Depot and other places. And so we did LifeProof flooring, so it's waterproof vinyl flooring down here. It lays right on the basement floor, super easy installation, and we've loved it. But we also saw at Home Depot they have, LifeProof has a new product. It's this ceramic flooring or wall tile. They're made to look like wood, and they look very similar to the color and style of our actual flooring down here. And so these are what we're going to run for the wall back here. All this is made in the USA, which is nice. And so this is just going to get tiled right to the wall, just like a backsplash or just like a bathroom wall or a shower wall or something like that. So let's get this area prepped and start laying some tile. have the cement board installed. So we are ready to start tiling, and this is probably my least favorite thing to do. But the cement board went in really well. There are some, it looks like we've got a few spots here that are not quite level on this ledge, and so we'll have to, there'll be some trim underneath the mantle. So this is kind of how we're going to have it laid out. There will be one I have to cut at the end. I do have a little cheap tile saw I bought at a garage sale set up outside, and so we'll be cutting a little piece here. We've decided we're going to stagger them on each row. So this row, the small piece will be at this end, and the next row it'll be at that end, and then the next row to this end, the next row to that end. So we're going to stagger back and forth with that small piece. I'll have to cut around this outlet, which should be interesting to do with tile. And but I'm going to start at the top here. And get that first row level, and then move down and just keep going all the way down. That way, when I get down to the bottom, I can stop anywhere in the area down below my hearth wall. So it doesn't really matter, you know, I won't have to cut a piece long ways that way. And this is all screwed into studs with 1 5/8" screws, so that should give a pretty good bite into the studs there and hold this all up. I am using this Omnigrip. This is the more expensive stuff. It's supposed to set a little quicker. For wall tiles, that's especially important because you want them to stick and not slide down the wall before the stuff sets up. So, and I've got a 1/4 inch trowel that we'll be using to lay the adhesive down. And so I think this will work pretty well. I also have this stud finder that has been extremely useful because it also has a laser level that pops out of each side of it. I'm going to use this to help keep me level. That's been my biggest challenge in the past. I want to keep everything level and straight with tile. So we'll use this and see how it works for us. Everything has cured for a day, and we're not going to grout yet because of the width of these tiles. These are 24-inch long by I think 6 inches wide, or maybe even 8 inches. We don't want to let that adhesive dry up for at least 3 days before we're going to do any grouting. So this is where we're going to leave it for today. These outlets, these are going to have to get covered, so I'm not too worried about those right now. This tie house, I don't really have the right equipment to cut these kinds of notches out here, so I was trying to use a tile saw in the dark, which didn't really work very well. But these outlets are actually going to get removed. I'm going to pull those right out. I'm going to just have to tie the wires off in there, and I'll put a cover on these. You can't just cover, I couldn't just tile right over the outlet hole with the wires in there, because anytime you have a wire connection, you have to have access to it. So I'll have to do the same thing over here. So we'll have to get maybe some metal outlet covers, paint them black or white or something like that, and put those on there to cover those outlet holes. So I won't actually need either of those outlets. I don't have a blower or anything on the stove, so it shouldn't be an issue. But very happy with how everything turned out. Really like this tile. Looks like wood and pretty close to our flooring. A little bit different color here, but that's okay. I wanted to stand out a little bit. So we have a dark grout that we'll be using, and I'll do that in a later video. We'll grout it all up, and we'll show you how it turns out. So stay tuned for the next episode of the wood stove installation, which will be coming very soon.